Hello, Herd. It's been a year. This is Yemi with DramaLlama's 2024 Year in Review. In this video, we'll be taking a quick look at selected topics in and around the BL industry in the past year or so, and also thinking about our hopes and expectations for the next years. This video will not look at the best or worst of BL content for the year. The list is divided into three major sections: the real world, the BL model, and our interaction with BL. Let's get the ball rolling with the real world. Marriage equality in Thailand. Of all the 2024 events that could affect our BL and queer content and communities, the biggest is the legalization of same-sex marriage in Thailand, our largest producer of Asian BL series. The law comes into effect on January 22nd, making Thailand only the third country in Asia to legalize, after Taiwan and the interesting situation in Nepal. We can, should, and are celebrating the win for human rights, but let's also consider how this may affect our BL screens. We may see more inclusion of realistic themes and scenes, starting with weddings, of course, but we may also see other changes, like older established gay couples in shows, or workplace discrimination against married gay men. And don't discount the estimated millions in pink dollars that could filter through the system, changing the financial status of BL production companies, their actors, and even the country as a whole. Is this the death knell for product placement? Who are we kidding? Korean conservatives act a fool. Korean drama Love in the Big City caused a big backlash even before the show aired. While you can turn on the TV and find BL in Japan, Taiwan, and Thailand, it's considerably rarer in Korea, where we see most shows being released as miniseries on YouTube or on paid platforms. Plus, we can't forget that compared to Taiwan, Japan, and Thailand, South Korea has a much stronger Christian influence. Buddhism and many other Asian religions don't come out strongly against homosexuality, so Korea often takes a more conservative stance in the BL space. In Asia as a whole, there's a lot more pandering to audiences and even to society in general. South Korea is the chief offender. In the music industry, we quite often see a small portion of the audience being able to get entire careers cancelled over non-issues. So when Love in the Big City saw protests in the street, we were bracing ourselves for the show never seeing the light of day. But both the author and the drama actors came out strongly in favor of airing the series despite the pushback. Hopefully this can be a small step towards acceptance in Korea, and also the catalyst for companies not listening to the most unhealthy part of fandoms. 2. The BL model. In 2024, BL got into its stride in the post-pandemic world. For a genre that doubled or quadrupled its non-Asian viewership while people were locked away at home, this genre saw several changes and innovations as we were moved into a new version of our old world. More GL. Girl-on-girl romance, while a recent development, is not entirely new to Asian TV screens. In 2013, pre-same-sex censorship China saw our first documented lesbian lead in East Asia in Taman, followed by Thailand's Hormone Season 2 in 2014 and Japan's Transit Girls in 2015. Many of these shows of this era leaned more into lesbian ideals, often more realistic, more dramatic, and much darker than the tropiness and cute shenanigans of GL. Even so, for years, we saw maybe one series per territory shining a light on a relationship between two women. In the next phase of growth, we started seeing GL side couples in BL shows, especially in Thailand, but with a few popping up elsewhere. Now we're finally at the stage of GLs in their own right, with Gap often celebrated as Thailand's first GL, appearing in 2022. In just 2 years, the numbers have grown exponentially. In 2024, we have seen female leads pursuing relationships with each other in at least 4 Japanese shows, 6 Korean series, and a whopping 25 Thai shows. In the Philippines and Taiwan, we're seeing a lot of movies, but the genre has yet to hit the silver screen in a big way. My predictions, we will see Thailand slowly grow their production numbers over the next few years, with Japan expanding more rapidly. It could go either way for Korea. The Philippines may have to fight with religion, while Taiwan might have to push against traditional gender roles. But there is potential. The Boyfriend. In July 2024, we saw Netflix and Japan partner for a gay dating reality show, the first for them both. The Boyfriend became an international phenomenon and made stars of the Green Room's 9 residents. The success of The Boyfriend continues to drive Asia towards bigger, better queer dating shows, and maybe it won't be long before we see an equivalent for the ladies. The Boyfriend is also Netflix throwing its hat into the queer Asian ring. Netflix has stayed away from the shenanigans of your typical BL though. We've got Korean and Japanese films and collaborations coming up, with Soulmate starring Korean Ok Taekyeon from boy band 2PM and Japanese Isomura Hayato, as well as Ten Dance with Takeuchi Ryoma and Cherry Magic's Machida Keita. The perks of Netflix joining the game? We are gonna get some shows that scream budget. And we are about to see more nuanced stories. Stories where the point is not only for the male leads to fall in love, but there's more going on in the background. We Llamas are always here for diversification. Collabs and remakes. But it's not just Netflix doing international collabs. Let's take a look at these collabs and remakes, starting with remakes. While remakes, even across borders, are common in Asia, BL remakes are quite new. Before 2022, we just were not producing enough BL to think of making new versions of shows we had already seen. GMMTV started us off with a remake of Japanese Cherry Magic in their 2023 lineup. Since then, we have seen Thai remakes announced or released for Japan's My Love Mix-Up and Osan's Love and China's Addicted, as well as Japan remaking Thailand's Love in the Air. And of course, there is the anniversary remake of Lovesick in Thailand. While much of the international audience is not a fan of remakes, here in Asia they are a cash cow. Because of the ability to pull in money both in the territory of origin and in the country of the new adaptation, BL fans may need to make peace with remakes not going anywhere for the foreseeable future. Personally, I quite like them. In fact, it was a non-BL remake that pulled me into the Thai market to start with. Collabs. There are at least 3 types of collaborations we have been seeing in the BL world of late. The first and most visible is a type where we insert one or more characters from one country into a show that is set in the other. In the past year, we've seen this with Korean Thai Love is Like a Cat, Taiwanese Thai First Note of Love, and Japanese Thai Dear Kita Kyushu. As with remakes, this type of collab can double income and popularize local actors in foreign markets. We will be seeing more of these, as well as the use of more bicultural actors like Taiwanese Japanese Yu from We Best Love and Thai Japanese Mukai Koji in upcoming Thai Japanese movie Love Song. Next we have the production collab, or what I call the sleeper collab, usually only apparent to people who read BL news or end credits. Foreign companies provide investment, presumably in return for exclusive rights or a cut of the profits. They may have a small say in the storyline, but it's not immediately obvious. Thai 2023-2024 BL series Playboy, loved in Japan, not so loved in the West, displays production credits from both Taiwanese Gaga Ulala and Japanese Rakuten TV. 2500 in Akasaka was a Japanese show with a Gaga Ulala production credit. But Taiwanese involvement was only visible with one of the actors working in a Taiwanese restaurant in episode 1. We even have SPO Entertainment, a Japanese company that specializes in production, localization, translation, and promotion of Chinese, Korean, and Taiwanese shows. They've had a hand in 17 Korean and Taiwanese BLs, starting with the History 1 series, running through big names like To My Star and The A Sense, and all the way up to the VBL series, Stay By My Side, You Are Mine, VIP Only, and Anti-Reset. Despite the VBL shows not having a Taiwan fan meeting, SPO helped organize one for Japan in April this year. So this type of collaboration may be influential outside of the show itself. It's a long shot yet, but maybe in the future we can look forward to American and European companies regularly investing in Asian BL. The third type of collab is the real game changer. Essentially new to the scene in 2024, we have the circumvention of China's BL ban through foreign production of Danmei novels. Unknown and the Only One came to us through the Taiwanese lens, and Meet You at the Blossom from the Thai side. Us Llamas are looking forward to seeing more of these collabs, as Chinese Danmei does character and world building so well. Just think of classics like The Untamed, Word of Honor, and Guardian. Plus, we would like to all stop pretending that our main leads are just friends. A kiss or two doesn't hurt either. WabiSabi gets out of artist management. In April, WabiSabi, producer of shows like Until We Meet Again, Between Us, and Dear Doctor, I'm Coming for Soul, decided to get out of artist management and concentrate on producing shows. This left industry stalwarts like Boone, Prem, Santa, Yacht, and Sammy, among others, homeless for about 6 seconds before being picked up by GMM TV. Seeing a company this big exit the ring raised questions, especially considering the Thai entertainment model places so much importance, financial and otherwise, on artists' appearances. Was it simply a change in company philosophy? Or was there more behind the scenes? From a Japan perspective, we've seen a slowdown in Thai fan meetings this year. We had between 4 and 8 fan meetings per month in 2023. Now it's rare to go past 3. People's pockets and their time may be stretched. With so much Thai BL produced in the last 2 years, is the industry at its limit? Or are there too many undesirable peripherals in artist management? We've seen issues with fandoms and scandals across the board in Thailand. Maybe WabiSabi did not think the stress of managing artists was worth it. If either of these last two is the case, we can expect some more of the smaller companies to disappear from the BL production scape before the industry finally levels out at the perfect balance of supply and demand. Anti-Delulu. In Asia, fandoms, netizens, and the society at large acting in a way most of the world deems ridiculous is kind of the norm. This year, however, we have finally seen a pushback from companies. Apart from the love in the big city issue discussed earlier, we have seen several companies take legal action or threaten to when fans overstep their bounds, damaging actors' reputations or causing them harm. We also saw some actors coming out against the delusions of fandoms and individual fans. Some of them were apologetic, as with Pavel pleading his case with a fan who he could not remember previously interacting with. Some, like McJirkit, chose to take a hard line, giving a wake-up call to anyone who insisted on giving into their delusions. P.S. Go watch our McJirkit interview if you haven't seen it yet. While we love how close we're allowed to be to our faves in the BL industry, we at DramaLlama realize we don't own the actors. Honestly, in this world, we barely even own ourselves. Hopefully, we can reach a day when the harmful Delulu is so rare that it shocks us every time something happens. Just the harmful Delulu though, because some types of Delulu are perfectly fine. Like any Delulu involving Parker Mao's underwear-clad body. Perfectly fine. Perfect and fine. Increased inclusivity. In 2023, we saw increased diversity of shows. While we probably maintain the number of university and high school series, that is the hill BL will die on, and I ain't mad. We also saw some progress in the diversity of our main characters. We opened the year midway through last Twilight with a blind protagonist. In the middle of the year, we had the drama remake of I Heard the Sunspot, where our main lead was hard of hearing. And now we wrap up with full deafness in See Your Love. With this landmark year for the representation of people with disabilities, we hope to see more of the world's rainbow popping up. Maybe a darker skinned main character, or BL with a non-Asian main. Thick thighs and beards are probably too much to ask for, but a llama can dream, right? Queer line BL. Up until recently, we had the BL genre on one hand, with shows full of shenanigans, whether comedic or dark, based on tropes, and asking the audience to largely ignore logic in favor of advancing the story. On the other hand, we saw what we here in Japan called LGBT, which is not a genre in its own right, rather stories about queer people in other genres. These shows tend to be realistic, but since they're dramas, at best we get bittersweet endings. Previously, these two streams never crossed, but lately we're seeing more shows taking a middle line, embracing the tropes of BL, but telling the story in a way that reflects the rules of this world. Recent examples include Korea's The Eighth Sense, Taiwan's Unknown, and Thailand's I Feel You Linger in the Air. I appreciate that the last one is in the fantasy genre as it involves time travel, but the relationships and situations in the story are based on the rules of the real world. With the success of these shows, we should continue to see BL that walks a queerer path. Good news for the Western-minded and people in the LGBTQ+ community, who often find these shows worth coming back to time and time again. The final section of our year in review looks at changes in how we interact with BL. Western fan meetings. Brazil and Italy got the ball rolling on Western fan meetings in 2023. This year, there are even more events in the twin capitals of Western BLery, with Max Nat, Jimmy C, and the boys of Big Dragon, among others, going to Brazil. In Italy, they played host to Earth Mix, First Cow, Barcode, and Null. We also saw a little bit more BL action on the US mainland, with Boss Null and Jimmy C visiting. Some Asian territories may be beginning to experience a bit of fan meeting fatigue. So Thai companies will be looking to supplement their fan meeting incomes elsewhere, possibly in the Americas and Europe. Fingers crossed. As for fan meetings for BL from other Asian countries, dedicated BL actors are rare outside Thailand, and fan meetings outside Asia may not yield enough of a return on investment. Let's pray that changes soon. Where we watch. Asian BL used to be available outside of Asia in basically 4 places: Rakuten Viki, Gaga Ulala, YouTube, and non-legal repositories. That has changed. We've seen a few names dip their toes into the BL waters, resulting in BL being spread across more platforms, including Chinese platforms, The Irony, Youku, WeTV, and iQIYI. Thai shows that were once freely available on YouTube are now slowly moving behind paywalls on these same platforms. The money being pumped into BL through these platforms means we can now see more Thai BL every year. But it also means it's more difficult to access the shows. Watching Japanese BL is also changing. Previously, Japan mostly ignored the international community, and BL was available thanks to fan subbers on free streaming sites or in secret Google Drives that you had to know somebody who knew somebody to get access to. Starting with MBS Tunku's drama Shower in April 2022, Japan suddenly discovered Gaga Ulala, and now we have about 60% of Japanese BL going international. Unlike Thai BL, however, our Japanese BL usually sticks to Gaga Ulala, making it relatively easy to access. Korea is looking to slowly crawl onto their local mainstream TV. This could explode onto the scene, or they could ease themselves in one at a time. We'll have to keep an eye on the situation there. For the future, we're hoping the international market stabilizes to the point where we can access the majority of Asian dramas through 3 or 4 subscription services without breaking the bank. Short dramas. Possibly the biggest single change to the BL format is the entrance of short dramas into the market. After cementing themselves as a key player in the Asian drama world, short drama apps moved into the world of BL. To date, I've only seen 2 Thai dramas, but Korea and Japan are currently churning out 2 or 3 short dramas every month. Much of the Western audience are not fans of this new subgenre. Between its tiny subtitles, the fact that it often must be watched on a phone, and the difficulty of developing depth of characters. However, there are perks. We have already seen 2 short dramas be made into miniseries, and apart from the 3 Tokyo TV Bump collabs, the shows are generally not made by TV companies. This means that without short dramas, these shows would never have existed anyhow. The short drama apps are actually increasing the number of shows we see. It also gives us a place to experiment with new tropes and stories, as the budget needed for a short drama is much smaller than that for a TV drama. And of course, there's the sheer volume of content. Drawbacks include unavailability in certain regions and pricing. But Gaga's Ulala CEO, Jaylin, called it. This is one of the biggest trends in Asia right now. The West of us, we can ignore it or we can rant, but it is what it is. DramaLlama enters open beta. On September 8th, DramaLlama opened our doors to the public for our open beta. After over a year of planning and design, we were ready to present the skeleton of DramaLlama to the community and ask them to help us with the flesh and blood. As 2024 draws to a close, we would like to extend the warmest of holiday wishes to the herd. Thank you for everything you've given us in 2024, your donations, your faith, your presence, your participation. Let's make the future of BL, GL, and Asian queer content brighter together. This brings us to the end of DramaLlama's 2024 year in review. What's your take, herd? What really shook you in the 2024 BL world? Do you have any strong opinions about our picks? What are your BL world predictions? Thank you for watching this video, and I look forward to seeing you over on the DramaLlama platform in 2025.